Hi Taurus, and thank you for joining me and welcome to this preview reading for 2018. I'm excited to be here with you guys. This is the big higher arcana reading that I do for you guys every single year. I hope you guys are doing well, and I'm excited to be here for you guys to do this reading again this year. So I hope you guys are doing well, and I hope you're looking forward to this. As a supplement to this reading, in which I only do tarot, I did an introductory astrology overview that's linked in the about section below, and that covers the months of January to June. So make that check that out if you want to know more about the big transits and how they are affecting your sign. We'll definitely talk a lot more about this in 2018. Secondly, I did a horoscope spread on Instagram, and I did a clarifier reading for each of the horoscope houses on Vimeo, and that's linked down below. If that spread on Instagram reaches 500 hearts, I will release some, if not all, of those videos that are for rent on Vimeo on YouTube for free. So thank you guys for the support. But let's begin this reading. I will be clarifying with the tokens, but first we're going to use the Oracle Tarot to look at the main energies that are with us for 2018. So this is going to cover the months of January through December. So it's the whole year. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside, and your primary energy for 2018, sorry about the glare. Ooh, you've got the star. Hey Taurus, actually, now that I think about it, in your December reading there was this energy that came through really strong as well, as the outcome of your December. Wow, this is so exciting. So you're stepping into some big stuff, and I've already done your Vimeo reading, and I know that there is something brewing for you guys that is really important. I feel as though it's not going to come through necessarily to full maturation in 2018, but what you do in 2018 really prepares you for that energy to move forward. Let me show you this candle here. Okay, so the star is not only the card of the soulmate, which means that a soulmate might be coming into your life, it's also the card of being in the right place at the right time and going in the right directions, having the right inspiration and hope. The crossing card is the strength card, which is the card of Leo and passion. Also a big theme for you in December was that of having a passion and strength in the direction that you were taking, in the direction that you wanted to take with your life, right? So there may have been a certain degree of personal fortitude that you expanded towards your circumstances or situations. This is more about throwing up and out, and this is more about internal processes. So it's really wonderful to have these two cards together. This is your personal truth, and this is like your universal truth, or your position in the world vis-a-vis the universe. I feel as though this is going to be just a magnetic year for you. In terms of your Vimeo horoscope reading, you had the Magician in key places in your chart, and I felt like you had a lot of things going for you. There's a big challenge that comes up for you in 2018, but I think at the same time you have great blessings. So success, when we're really successful, oftentimes we get challenged the most. So don't beat yourself up. Don't be worried so much about what's going on, and just trust that wherever you are going, wherever you are taking things, those are good places and good directions for you to go into, okay? The top card, the outward manifestation energy for 2018, is the Sun. Boom. Taurus, you're so lucky. You've got the Sun on your side. You've got the star in your heart. What's going on? So you're really blessed this year. Remember, the core energy of your Instagram reading is the Devil, which can represent challenging events and circumstances. So if that's the case for you, then it's really important for you to be mindful of that energy. Draw on the positive directions. There's this polarity in your readings and in your charts. that's focused on choosing the right people, cutting the wrong people out, and going in the directions that are good for you, and leaving the things of the past that were really not good for you, and there was something really important, just leaving it behind. The underpinning energy for you is tradition. So this is the card of Taurus. This is your card. And remember, all of the tarot cards are going to come up for this reading because I'm using the higher arcana for the entire spread. So expect to see the Death card and the Tower come through. So you have this tradition. So on the one hand, you're going out on a limb. You're doing your own thing in your own direction. And there's like a different approach to things that you're meant to take on. So if that's the case, just honor that. Don't be bashful. Enjoy your connection to the sun. Enjoy your connection to the world around you. Great happiness for you in terms of your social relationships this year. But I feel as though on a personal level, you're really aspiring to make connections with established traditions and norms. This can mean a marriage, an established relationship, or possibly a group that you really closely identify with. In the Vimeo reading, you had the Emperor as your 12th house ruler. And so that's a pretty exciting card for that area of your chart, because it means that you're closely aligning yourself to some kind of order and you are playing a key part in that. The past energy that you have is the Chariot. This is the card of overcoming situations and circumstances, moving past issues that had got in your way. This is the card of Cancer and happiness and joy. This could have been someone who had a great influence on you. This could have been a moment of romance. You're leaving behind a relationship, but there was a part of that relationship that was really tender and nice. And so you're having a hard time moving past it, I feel. And I feel in 2018, you are in some way moving towards a new relationship. And this already started in 2017 in December. I saw that. Or a new facet of a relationship that you've already established. So don't think that you're breaking up with your partner if that's the situation you find yourself in. So if you're with someone, you're kind of leaving behind old ways of being and moving towards new ways of relating with your partner, and letting go of the things as if they were the partner that you were leaving behind. You're leaving behind the old them and embracing the new them. So that's not necessarily a prediction of a loss of love. In fact, here there's nothing about that. There's about growth, potential expansion. But in the past, there was this romantic moment that really stirred your heart and inspired you. And I feel as though it really guided you towards a new direction, a new hope, new love. The oncoming energy is the World. And so with the World, you have this new opportunity, new hope, and opening up energy that's there with you. And so there is a great potential for you. I feel for many of you, a new career is opening up. You have the Fool in your 10th house as your ruler for the horoscope reading. So you have this energy of opportunity and growth. You have a lot of travel in your chart, a lot of opportunities to go beyond your community, expand your horizons, have fun with the new things that are coming into your life. This is the card of growth, which means that everything that's happening for you this year is meant to happen. It's your destiny. And I don't feel, these are really primary cards, and because they're all so positive, I feel like this is saying from the get-go, this is a very magical and a very special year for you that you should feel excited to be a part of. I feel as though your heart is just expanding and connecting to the right people over and over again. The only advice that I would give you about all this is that be careful for naysayers or haters. Be careful for people who tell you, no, that's not the way. This is not the way I would do it. A lot of times people will speak from their own perspective, right? So they'll tell you all this and that because they're not feeling the energy that you're into. I feel as though you have overcome something and now you're seeing the benefit over that overcoming quality. So now you're moving past that moment, and now you are embracing the future in a new way. You and the circumstances, you have the last judgment. So you're making hard decisions this year. You're making decisions between work and your social life. Maybe you've made a hard decision about a potential partner or a romance that started and may have fizzled out. But you are moving forward, upwards and upwards and onwards towards new directions. You're also allowing all old aspects of yourself to come back. So for example, if you feel as though you were really cute in high school and you somehow lost track of, you know, your personality through life's experiences or challenges, you may make that active choice to go back to being the more carefree, the more fun-loving, the more gregarious version of yourself. So there's definitely a room in your life to be able to build up this year. And from doing your astrological preview already, from doing the VIMEO reading, I feel as though there's a lot of room in your life to really shine and to bring out like the great side of Taurus this year. In fact, I'm super excited for you guys because Uranus is moving into Taurus in the mid-year, about the mid part of the year, and I feel as though that's going to be a really beautiful transit. And it's a long one. It lasts almost a decade, and it's going to really transform who you are as a person. So you can really take ownership over that transit right off the bat and start working on the parts of yourself that need to be refined, the things that need to move and progress and move forward. The next message in your environment is the Lovers. So I do feel as though there is a significant relationship that is looming. In the VIMEO reading, there was a lot of that in terms of there's a relationship that's almost there, not quite, and you're waiting for it to mature. Make sure to be patient with that relationship. And I feel as though in the December reading we start talking about it, it becomes very much like a honeymoon period. And if you're already in a relationship, then your relationship that's established is going to pick up steam. The fears position, or the hope position, is the Hanged Man. You're really worried that you're going to get stuck in the same old patterns. However, we have the Chariot here, which means that you have already in some way suspended or finished up a learning lesson, so you're not necessarily going back to the past. So you can find confidence in the fact that you're moving forward, and there's no guarantee that you have to go back to something. There's no guarantee that you have to go and keep dating the same kinds of people or dealing with the same kind of situations or conditions and limiting belief systems and encounters. You're really going a new direction this year. Don't expect it to bear all the fruit in 2018. Some of those fruit will come around in 2019 and 2020 as the current transits get stronger and stronger over the next 3 years. But I do feel as though in 2018 you're already feeling the benefits. However, I do feel as though you might have a bit of a competitor. You may have a bit of a challenger to that. Now that can be a person, that can be a situation. Something's taunting you, and that's because you are on the right path. So your goal, or the thing that you should probably try to do best, is really fight for yourself to continue in that direction without seeing the full yield of the outcome yet in 2018, and trust that if you keep going with your things, if you keep it moving, keep it going, then the positive outcomes will be there for you by 2019. So let's modify the Sun. Let's take a look at your first card. We have the High Priestess. So this represents that maybe some very clear insight into situations has led you to make certain decisions that are good and that are insightful, that are well made and well deserved. So it's like being looking at a situation very clearly and knowing that's the situation or the direction that you have to take, and knowing within yourself that that's the direction that you're meant to go down. the next card is the Wheel of Fortune. So socially, it looks as though you're making some real headway in positive directions. Socially, you're making friends with the right people, maybe the right partnership, because Jupiter is there in your 7th house this year, so for the majority of the year until November. So making the right partners who are leading you in the right direction, maybe people who are quite insightful, people who kind of open up your world to new possibilities. I think it's going to be a really fun year for you socially, so congratulations on that. First, then let's clarify the tradition card, or your card, the card of Taurus, the Hierophant. Here is your first clarifier. So this is the Devil. Here it's called bondage, which means that you are tied to the past. And I feel as though this came up in your Vimeo reading and the astrology. There are things that you still need to wait on. You know, this kind of waiting is not the same as this kind of waiting. With this kind of waiting, you feel really bound and without the opportunity to influence your situation. So this is being done to you, and this is you participating in something by making a clear choice. And so here the encouragement is, again, from the December reading, for you to let go and release things of the past so that you can move forward in a new direction. The second clarifier is Temperance. So these both cards represent marriage. So these 3 cards really represent marriage in the deck. So I feel as though for some of you, you're really tied to a partner, or possibly there's a new marriage potential that's coming up for you in 2018, but something's holding you back and you need to really address those things. We'll definitely talk about that more as the year progresses. In the past, the Chariot is modified by the Moon. So there's subtle feelings and emotions that influence your circumstances. You feel as though this came through for you at the right time. The timing of you overcoming circumstances was really prolific, and you don't know where it came from. You do feel as though it came from somewhere within yourself, and you feel as though you're really greatly encouraged to go in a new direction. There could have been a great deal of inspiration in your life. You could have felt as though there was a lot of catalyst energy, a lot of energy that was inspiring you to do this and that, to change your life for the better. You felt like you were in proximity to magic all the time. The second message is the Tower. So we saw this come through in the Vimeo reading over and over again in your past position. So you guys in 2017 in the 3rd quarter, I'm guessing something hit you quite hard. Something really came to an end abruptly, and actually it freed you up. But the interesting thing is that you're still kind of drawing back to the past and drawing back to the past, holding yourself back from the potential of the future. So make sure that you're not shortchanging yourself, that you are allowing yourself to move forward in a free way, in a direct and free way, away from past limiting beliefs or structures that don't allow you to live freely and don't allow you to move in the directions as freely as the world wants you to. I think that the environment around you is really helping you to move forward, and so is a potential partner. You could have already established a very good partner, someone you can trust, but it's going to take a minute for things to really work themselves out. The oncoming energy is the Empress. So there is some type of influence upon you, and I saw this in the December reading, which has to do with the mother, the ideal mother, you know, your relationship with your mother in some way. Something is really coming into fruition. There's a trust there between yourself and your partner, and between you and your mother. There is love. There's an established truth that's coming through that's really quite important. I feel as though you've moved on from circumstances that have in some way limited you in the past, and now you are embracing a greater truth. This is also claiming your creativity, saying no one else can tell me how to create. I am my own creator of the things that I want. This is the decision you're making. You're really kind of being given a lot of support by the world around you, but there is a certain situation that has taught you that even though you're getting support, you may deserve or may feel not even feel like you deserve, but you have the right to claim your own individual creativity and manifestation. The second clarifier is the Fool, and so there is a new beginning. For you, this may have to do with career, especially if you work in a creative field. For some of you, this is motherhood, in which case, congratulations, Taurus. If you are about to become a mother, I think that that will be a very solid direction for you. It will be a very kind of something you can put a lot of faith into, and it won't be that rocky. Not without its challenges, but I feel as though there will be a great support for you in that. In the first quarter of your life, you have the Justice card. So this is balance and order coming into your life, fairness, really balancing out energy and making things fair for you and the people around you. The first quarter represents in the Northern Hemisphere, well, I'll tell you in months, January through March or April. And then the second quarter, you have the Change card. This is the Death card, and so this is when the fundamental change may happen for you, where you become really aware of separating yourself from that past situation, and maybe you'll realize how you're bringing it forward through your beliefs and your convictions. In the third part of the year, which is the time between August and maybe October or so, you have the Hermit. So expect the latter part of the year to begin in a quieter phase. Maybe you'll be thinking about things and situations. Maybe that's when you will be going your own direction. In your Vimeo reading, this card came up for the second house, I remember, which meant that in terms of your career, in terms of your finances and your financial goals, it was important for you to move forward towards like these situations that made you make a choice in your own direction. Really kind of cut out the past, move forward in a new direction that worked well for you. The last quarter is the Magician, which is a powerful card. I think you got this in the Vimeo reading as well, which is really manifesting forward lessons of the past. And remember, I told you in 2019, everything really comes into focus for you. The outcome card is the Emperor, which means that you're taking ownership over your world. This can also represent a marriage in which you or your partner become the Emperor. I feel as though there's a real connection here of the oncoming energy, and you have to be really patient, Taurus, which I think you are, and there's really good things coming for you. Patient, what is it? Patience is a virtue or whatever. So yeah, it's good things come to those who wait. That's what I was trying. Patience is a virtue. Trying to be all professional here because it's a year preview reading. All right, so you have the, yeah, so you do have like patience is a virtue and good things come to those who wait. And so yeah, so you have good energy coming onto you. And so this is Jupiter. Jupiter is going to bring really new things into your life by November 2018. So this is Sagittarius, where Jupiter is going to be in November 2018. So give it time. There might be some kind of reflective periods leading up to that time. You may have to withdraw and focus on yourself and figure out what you truly want. So give things time to kind of create. And if you're in a situation where you get pregnant and the partner's not really there, I could see by the end of the year either a new or that partner coming around and really being there for you, and you might have to go through a period of self-care and love. This is the card of friendship, so be a friend to yourself in the third quarter, regardless of what's going on in your external environment. The card for the star is Lilith. Ooh, that's crazy. Okay, so Lilith is in Capricorn for the majority of the year, and then later on in Aquarius, which is the sign of Aquarius. So expect things to get poppin'. Lilith will move into Aquarius. Let me tell you when. Lilith moves into Aquarius in July of 2018. So maybe this is when everything suddenly changes and something becomes exposed. Remember that Uranus is in your 12th house, which is hidden enemies. So something is getting flushed out. And the Emperor is your 12th house card for the Vimeo reading. So there could be some kind of interplay between the 12th house and rulership and July. So I'm very interested to see what's going to happen here in your life. And I think you'll be monumental, and I think it's going to be really important, and it's going to help you release those bondage restrictions that you've placed in your life, that you've agreed to. So you have, this is representing the earth, fundamental changes to your life, and on the earth, in and about the summertime, or springtime, right in the middle of the year. So the 5th month through the 7th month or so, May through July. Let's see your Judgment card. And so you're struggling. This is Chiron, and Chiron's moving into Aries and then back into Pisces. Struggling with social relationships, and this is a duality I haven't addressed yet. There's this facet of be careful of someone. I'm probably guessing Lilith. Be careful of this person. Well, at the same time, there will be wonderful people who support you. And so your task for 2018 is to figure out who are the people who are going to help you get there. Like, do you see that figure that's holding up the stairs so that you can climb up and go in a new direction? So that Chiron can represent as though you're figuring out within yourself who to trust and who to not trust, who to kind of draw away from. Yes? The oncoming energy right here, your social environment, 777. This is a blessing, and this is support for you in a new direction. This is like the universe is helping you in order to bring good things in, you know, blessings and hope and opportunity. Below the surface, we see Capricorn. So again, the theme of Capricorn is huge this year, particularly in the early part of the year when Lilith is transiting over Pluto, and Saturn and Mars are really active right until the mid-year, until about the 8th month. So this is also the card of Capricorn, the bondage card, or the devil. So maybe these are issues that you're resolving with regard to too firm belief systems or too firm convictions that you are not letting go of quite so quickly. The outcome energy is the Emperor, so let's clarify that. And let's see. For the Emperor, what I see is the, so this is the heart chakra, I believe. Yes, it's a pretty bad token. So this is Yam, which is the heart chakra. The mantra for this is Yam. So the outcome is love, and the mudra for this is like this. And so you want to hold your fingers together and then place this against your sternum, against your heart, not your sternum, but against your heart, and practice singing Yam. So you want to go like this. Imagine this is your chest. You want to place your hand in this way and sing Yam, which is an expression of love. So maybe we'll leave you with that for this reading, and stay tuned for the astrology reading and the Vimeo reading. Thank you guys so much for your support. I hope you guys have a wonderful year. Happy New Year, Taurus. Check out all my links down below for more readings. There's definitely a lot for you to check out. And yeah, thanks again. Have a good day. Bye.